There is a quiet force within you, a presence beneath thought, beneath emotion, beneath everything you believe yourself to be. It does not shout. It does not demand. It does not push. It simply is, steady, silent, and always here. As you settle into this moment, allow yourself to soften. Let the shoulders drop. Let the breath slow a little. Let the mind unwind, even if just for a few seconds. There is nothing to achieve here, nothing to solve, nothing to understand. No effort is required, just the gentle willingness to be here as you are. Feel the weight of your body where you are sitting or lying. Feel the contact with the ground beneath you. Feel the air touching your skin. Feel the subtle rise and fall of your breathing. Everything is already happening by itself. Life is breathing you, holding you, supporting you in ways the mind cannot comprehend. As you rest here, notice the mind, not to control it, just to observe its movement. Thoughts come, thoughts go. They appear from nowhere and disappear into nothing. You don't choose the next thought. You don't control the next feeling. You don't decide the next memory that drifts into awareness. Everything rises on its own. And beneath all of it, beneath every idea, every story, every belief, is the quiet force of awareness itself. This force is not loud, not dramatic, not emotional. It is simple, open, spacious. It is the stillness behind all motion, the silence beneath all sound, the clarity beneath all confusion. It is not separate from you. It is you, the deeper you that has always been here. Let the breath move. Feel how effortlessly it flows. Notice the small pause between each inhale and exhale. The moment where nothing is happening, just a quiet space of presence. In that space, the quiet force can be felt, not as something you try to sense, but as something that reveals itself when you stop trying. Awareness is not something you do. It is something you already are. When thought softens, when attention rests, when the mind stops reaching, the quiet force becomes unmistakable. It's like a soft hum in the background of your being, a presence that never leaves, even when you lose touch with it. This force has no pressure in it, no anxiety, no striving. It is warm, steady, silent, alive. Let yourself relax into it, as if sinking gently into a deeper layer of yourself. No tension is needed, no control, just surrender into the simple truth of being here. Even now, the quiet force is holding you in the breath, in the heartbeat, in the stillness between thoughts. You don't need to reach for it. You don't need to create it. You simply become more aware of what has always been here. Let your awareness spread through your chest, your arms, your hands, your face, your entire body. Feel the aliveness under the skin, the subtle tingling, the warmth, the presence. This aliveness is not separate from the quiet force. It is the expression of it, the physical echo of the deeper presence within you. As you rest here, notice that you don't have to push away any thoughts. You don't have to stop anything. Just let the mind move the way clouds move across the sky. Effortless, drifting, passing. Awareness remains. You remain. The quiet force is the sky, vast, open, unmoving. Thoughts, feelings, sensations, these are only the weather. Let it pass through. You don't need to interfere. You are the stillness underneath it all, the silent witness, the presence that knows. Sink deeper into this knowing, just being, just resting, just allowing. This is the doorway into the quiet force. Awareness is not limited to the mind. It is not trapped inside your thoughts or contained within your emotions. Awareness is like a field, a living space that surrounds and permeates your entire being. As you settle deeper, notice how awareness expands naturally. When you stop trying to control the experience, the edges soften. The sense of separation loosens. You begin to feel more like a presence than a person with problems. You begin to recognize that the quiet force within you is not something you need to reach for. It is what remains when all reaching stops. Let your breath be gentle, effortless, unmanaged. Feel the spaciousness around your head, as if awareness extends slightly beyond the boundaries of the skull. It doesn't end at the skin. It radiates outward. It opens. Feel the subtle warmth in your chest, a glow that is neither imagined nor forced. It is simply there, waiting to be acknowledged. Let your attention rest there, not tight, not focused with effort, but gently, as if you are listening with your whole being. This is the doorway into the heart field, the center of your quiet force, the place where awareness becomes feeling, and feeling becomes energy. Allow yourself to notice the natural intelligence that lives there. It doesn't speak in words. It doesn't analyze. It doesn't argue with the mind. It whispers through sensations, through impulses, through a soft, intuitive knowing that rises beneath the noise. This center, this heart field, is where the quiet force becomes personal, where it touches your life directly. When you are overwhelmed, the quiet force steadies you. When you are lost, it points gently toward clarity. When you are tired, it wraps around you like a warm gravity. You may feel it now as a pulsing warmth, a subtle radiance, a gently expanding presence in your chest. Or you may feel nothing at all, and that is equally valid. The quiet force is not a sensation. It is the stillness that holds all sensations. It is the awareness beneath the feelings, the ground beneath the stories, the presence beneath the identity. Whether you feel it strongly or only vaguely, its presence is the same. You cannot fail at this. You cannot do this wrong. Your deeper nature is always here, patiently waiting for you to return. Let yourself return now, softly. Notice the quiet that exists beneath even your thoughts, a quiet that is not created by silence, but revealed when you look inward. Notice the soft clarity beneath emotion, a clarity that remains untouched, even while feelings rise and fall. Notice the stillness beneath your breath, a stillness that does not move, even as the body moves. This is the quiet force, the underlying presence, the steady foundation of your being. Let yourself rest in it, as if leaning into something strong and reliable, something that has held you since before you had a name, before you had memories, before you had ideas about who you are. Sink into that origin now, into the depth beneath the surface of your life. You may notice that as you rest here, your sense of doing begins to dissolve. There is no effort, no pressure, no demand. This is the natural state, the state before striving, before seeking, before resistance. Here, everything is allowed. Every thought, every feeling, every sensation. You don't need to push anything away. You don't need to pull anything closer. Just let everything be held by the quiet force beneath it. As you breathe, feel the entire body softening, the mind opening, awareness expanding. Feel you're being supported by something larger than the personality. The quiet force is not separate from the universe. It is the same intelligence that moves the tides, that opens a flower, that spins the planets. It is the same intelligence that beats your heart without your control and heals your wounds without your command. You are part of that movement. You are made of that same stillness. Let yourself feel that truth, not as a concept, but as a lived, embodied presence. Breathe into it, rest in it, trust it. The quiet force is the most reliable thing within you. It never leaves. It never becomes confused. It never collapses under pressure. It is always here, steady, open, unshaken. You can return to it anytime you remember. You are returning now. As you continue to rest in this depth, feel how your relationship with the present moment begins to shift. There is less resistance, less grasping, less searching for something outside yourself. The quiet force invites you into a different way of being, a way of moving through life without the constant need to force outcomes or control everything. You begin to sense that life is not happening to you, but moving through you. You are not separate from the movement. You are an expression of it. Let this realization settle into the body, not as an idea the mind tries to hold on to, but as a gentle recognition that loosens something deep inside. Feel the breath opening. Feel the chest softening. Feel the edges of your identity relaxing. There is nothing threatening here, nothing demanding, nothing pulling you away from yourself. You are simply returning to the natural rhythm of your being. Let attention rest on the space around the heart again, not tightly, not with effort, but like a feather landing softly on still water. Feel the subtle currents moving there, the energetic warmth, the quiet expansion, the barely noticeable pulsing that reminds you you are alive in a much deeper way than thoughts or emotions can reveal. This is the soul current, the energetic expression of the quiet force within you. It doesn't rush, it doesn't strain, it doesn't force anything. Its movement is circular, expansive, gentle. It reveals truth through resonance, not through analysis. Feel its presence, like a soft inner glow, not bright, not dramatic, but steady. Let yourself sense how this quiet force communicates. It doesn't speak in language. It doesn't give explanations. It doesn't offer arguments or logic. Its communication is felt, not thought. It rises as a sense of rightness, a feeling that something aligns, even if the mind can't justify it. It appears as a soft pull, a direction that feels open and alive. It expresses itself as a warmth, a subtle expansion in the chest when something resonates with truth. This is guidance, not the loud, anxious guidance of the thinking mind, but the soft, effortless guidance of your deeper intelligence. Let yourself rest in that guidance now, not trying to receive anything, but simply becoming available to it. The quiet force reveals more when you stop trying to listen. Its wisdom is felt, not chased. Notice how your breath responds, how the body settles, how emotions loosen their grip. You may begin to feel as if something inside you is exhaling for the first time in a very long time. Not the lungs, but the deeper self, a letting go, a release, a soft unraveling of everything you've been carrying. The quiet force doesn't remove challenges from your life, but it dissolves the struggle around them. It brings clarity, not by giving answers, but by removing confusion. It brings strength, not by hardening you, but by softening you into truth. It brings direction, not by pushing you forward, but by pulling you gently toward what is real. Feel that pull now, soft, subtle, unmistakable. There is something in you that already knows how to move, how to rest, how to trust, how to let go. The quiet force is that knowing. As you breathe, feel how the body responds to being in alignment with this deeper rhythm. There is more space inside, more openness, more room to breathe, to feel, to exist. The boundaries between you and awareness begin to dissolve. There is only presence, only stillness, only the quiet force moving as you. You are not observing it from a distance. You are it. Let that recognition deepen. Let it fill your awareness with a sense of quiet empowerment. You are not powerless. You are not lost. You are not disconnected. You are held by something deeper than thought, deeper than emotion, deeper than identity. This quiet force has been the foundation of your life since the very beginning. Every moment you have ever rested, every moment of clarity, every moment of truth, every moment when something inside said, "Yes, this is right," came from this place. You have known it your whole life, even if you didn't have the words for it. You are returning to a truth that has always been waiting for you. Let yourself return fully now. No hesitation, no resistance, just presence, just being, just awareness resting in itself. As you continue to rest in this presence, to feel how the quiet force expresses itself, not as tension, but as openness, not as pressure, but as spaciousness, not as something to reach for, but as something you fall back into, like sinking softly into the deepest layer of yourself. Notice how the breath now feels less controlled, less managed, less owned. It moves on its own, effortlessly, as if guided by something beyond your conscious effort. Let yourself mirror that effortless movement. Allow your awareness to be like the breath, soft, unforced, naturally flowing. There is a simplicity here that the mind often overlooks, a simplicity that has no interest in past or future, self-improvement or self-judgment, definitions or identities. This simplicity is the quiet force, pure being. Feel how this beingness does not require effort. It does not require understanding. It does not require achievement or progress. Beingness simply is. It holds everything: your thoughts, your emotions, your sensations, without being affected by them. Just as the sky holds every cloud without ever becoming one. Let yourself feel that inner sky, vast, open, unwavering. The clouds of emotion pass. The winds of thought blow. The patterns of memory swirl. But the sky, the quiet force, remains completely unshaken. Let this recognition soften something inside you. Let it ease your grip on the world. Let it loosen the belief that you must control everything to be safe. You are already safe. You are already held. You are already carried by something deeper than the surface of your life. Feel the way the body responds to this truth, the way tension begins to melt, the way the breath opens, the way the heart expands gently. This is not imagination. It is the body remembering its natural state, a state that is spacious, unhurried, unburdened. The quiet force is not passive. It is alive, intelligent, responsive. It moves you with clarity when clarity is needed. It grounds you with stillness when stillness is needed. It opens your heart with warmth when warmth is needed. It guides without pushing, supports without demanding, reveals without overwhelming. You are learning to listen to this guidance, not with the ears, but with the whole being. Feel how listening happens naturally. When you stop trying to hear something specific, listening becomes spacious, receptive, open. The quiet force speaks through subtle alignment, a feeling of rightness, a gentle inner yes, a sense of flow, a moment of clarity that arrives without effort. You may notice that something inside you already knows the difference between anxiety and intuition, between fear and truth. between tension and resonance. Intuition feels like openness. Anxiety feels like contraction. Truth feels warm. Confusion feels tight. Resonance feels expansive. Resistance feels narrow. You do not have to figure this out. Your body already knows. Your heart already knows. Your deeper intelligence already knows. Let yourself trust this knowing a little more now. You don't need to interpret it. You don't need to explain it. You don't need to justify it to the mind. Just feel. Let the mind rest. Let the heart open. Let the quiet force reveal itself. In the simplicity of this moment, there is nothing you lack, nothing you must become, nothing you must fix. You are returning to who you've always been. The quiet force beneath every experience. Breathe into this truth. Let it surround you. Let it steady you. Let it fill you. Allow yourself to rest in the most natural place you can be, your own being. As you rest in this deeper space within yourself, notice the subtle shift that has begun to occur. The sense of me, the tight, contracted sense of identity, has softened. There is more openness now, more spaciousness, more quiet inside your awareness. Your thoughts may still appear, but they no longer define you. They drift through a much larger field, a field that is aware, stable, and awake. This field is the quiet force. It does not come and go. It does not depend on your mood. It is not fragile. It is not temporary. It is always here. You may lose touch with it at times, but it never loses touch with you. Feel how comforting that is, how steady, how it asks nothing from you. No perfection, no performance, no special state, no spiritual achievement. It simply invites you to return to the truth that has always been present underneath everything. You do not need to rise up to meet the quiet force. You sink down into it, and as you sink, you begin to feel that the tension you've carried, the striving, the protecting, the pushing is not necessary. Not here. Not now. Feel how your awareness expands when you do nothing. Feel how the body loosens when you stop trying to control your inner experience. Feel how the mind becomes quieter when you stop arguing with it. You are not silencing the mind by force. You are simply not feeding it. Thought fades when attention returns home. Let this homecoming deepen, like descending into still water, warm, silent, enveloping. Here, you do not need to think your way out of anything. You do not need to heal yourself. You do not need to solve the past or predict the future. The quiet force does all of that for you, in its own way, in its own time, without the mind's interference. This intelligence reorganizes you from the inside, the way the body heals cuts without your instruction, the way the heart beats without your effort, the way your breath moves without your permission. As you settle into this final stretch of stillness, you may notice a subtle shift inside, a sense that something has opened or softened or become clear in a way the mind cannot describe. This is the quiet force revealing itself more fully. It is not something you discover once and then never lose. It is something you return to again and again until returning becomes natural, effortless, automatic. Feel how your awareness now rests more easily in the center of your being, not pulled so tightly by thoughts, not tangled in emotion, not caught in the stories of the mind. Awareness is spacious, open, unbound. You begin to see that the quiet force is not just something you sense, it is something you are. When you are lost in thought, it remains. When you are overwhelmed by emotion, it remains. When you are confused, or uncertain, or exhausted, or afraid, it remains. The quiet force is the part of you that has never been harmed, never been broken, never been separate from the whole. Rest in that truth now. Feel into the depth of your chest, the warm center of being that does not speak in words, but expresses itself as presence. A presence that says, I am here. I have always been here. You are safe. You are carried. You are held. Let that presence wrap around you. Like a soft gravity, there is no pressure, no requirement, no expectation, just being, just resting, just allowing. The mind may try to understand this, but it cannot. This is not something the mind can grasp. It is something the being recognizes in stillness. Breathe gently, as if your breath is flowing directly through the center of your chest. Let the warmth expand a little more with every exhale. Let the quiet force fill the space inside you, not as a sensation, but as a knowing that whispers, you are not alone within yourself. Feel the presence behind your thoughts, the spacious witness that watches every mental movement without getting pulled in. Feel the presence beneath your emotions, the steady field that allows every feeling to rise and pass like waves in the ocean. Feel the presence inside your energy, the calm pulse that gives life its rhythm, beyond thought, beyond emotion, beyond identity. This is what remains. Notice the simplicity of this truth. Notice how at peace it is. Notice how it never asks you to be anything more than you already are. The world may pull you in 100 directions, but the quiet force pulls you inward, toward the center, toward what is real. This pull is not dramatic, not urgent, not loud. It is gentle. It is patient. It is consistent. It is the pull of truth, the pull of awareness, the pull of your own being, calling you home. As you breathe, I feel that homecoming happening now, not as an event, but as a soft recognition. You are here. You are present. You are aware. The quiet force is alive within you because it is you. There is no separation. There never has been. Everything you have ever searched for, outside of yourself, has always been waiting in the stillness within yourself. Take a slow breath and let that truth settle. Let it echo through the deepest parts of your being. You are not the noise of your mind. You are not the storms of emotion. You are not the habits, the stories, the fears, or the memories you carry. You are the quiet force. Beneath all of it, the presence watching, the awareness holding, the stillness supporting every moment of your life. Let yourself rest in that stillness now, not for a purpose, not for an outcome, but because this is your natural home. Here, there is no lack, no striving, no effort, only presence, only awareness, only the quiet force that has always been the truest part of you. Let yourself rest a little deeper and deeper until there is no separation between resting and being. You are home. You are whole. You are held. And the quiet force within you, it will move with you long after this reflection ends.